Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Star and Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what about you makes people curious. So we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Pyrite crystal. For pile number 2, we have strawberry obsidian. And for pile number 3, we have honey calcite. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Pyrite crystal and the Chariot card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what about you makes people curious. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I do have a limited amount of space for November. After that, I will be taking a break from personal readings, so if you don't want to miss out, you can find my email address in the description box below to make a booking. So I'm going to shuffle your cards, your tarot cards. Let's see what comes up. So the first thing I'm getting is something about travel. Sometimes the Chariot can represent travel, and I'm getting, if you do travel a lot, people maybe wonder like what places you like to go to, how your trip was, where you got the money to go on that trip, like if you saved up for it, how you enjoyed it, things like that, how often you travel. And if you travel for work, people could wonder about that, like, oh, does this person just travel and only work at that place, or do they also go and do fun things there? So something about travel's coming through. I'm also getting your strength and resilience. People like wonder and are curious about how strong you are, how you remain so strong. 10 of Swords reversed with Black Kyanite tells me that you've had a lot of situations in your life, like maybe a lot of endings or a lot of betrayals or just situations in your life that would have destroyed you, but you overcame them in some way and you kept going, you kept your head up high, and you didn't let it get you down. You stayed positive even though you were at like the lowest of the low or a rock bottom moment in your life. And people wonder what helped you during that. Maybe they're going through something too, and they wonder, is it your mindset? Is it positivity? How did you get through those things and also remain strong? We have the Temperance card with Lepidolite. Okay. You have the 10 of Cups with Rose Quartz. And for now, you have the 2 of Pentacles with Bloodstone. So I am going to pull some clarification cards in a bit, but I just want to look at these ones first. So you do have the Knight of Pentacles at the back of the deck with green jasper. So people often are curious about your balance, how you remain so balanced and organized, and you seem to be like totally put together within your life. Like you seem to have it all, is what I'm hearing. You seem to have your life together. You seem to have things organized. You seem to be able to balance out your social life, your work life, things like that. It seems that you're really stable at this phase in your life right now, and you're consistently showing up and completing all your tasks and responsibilities with excellence, but also having good relationships in your life, but also it just seems like you have balance in all areas of life and you're consistently doing well. So people wonder what it is you do. Is it a routine you have that helps you have that balance? I guess with you, it's more so like people wanting to ask for tips and tricks on the way you do things, because maybe they want to be more like you, where they look up to you in a way and they want to do the things you're doing, but they don't exactly know where to start. So I see people admiring those things about you, like how grounded you are, how consistent you are. They wonder, oh, do you ever struggle with motivation? When you do, what do you do in those cases? So that's what people are curious about. You also seem to be somebody that's always busy doing something, always busy achieving something, from other people's perspectives. And they wonder how you do that without getting burnt out. Maybe they view you as a hard worker and they're curious how you keep going, how you remain consistent with the work you're doing, whether that have to do with your goals, your career, studies, whatever it is. It's just like people look at you like a hard worker and they wonder not only how you do it, but how you remain consistent while doing that. Because I think a lot of these people that are curious about this maybe struggle with consistency, where they want to do it, but maybe one day they're on this extreme, the next day they're on the other extreme, and they don't know how to find that balance or middle ground. So I see people like wanting to ask you for tips and tricks the whole time as I'm in your energy of like, how do you do this? You know? I'm hearing people are in awe of you. They're really surprised by these qualities you have. People also are curious about your love life with the Ten of Cups and your relationships. Like, what kind of happens with the close loved ones you have? Like, what your relationship with them's like. If it is healthy, if it's not, if it's loving. They're kind of curious about what happens behind the scenes in your relationships. But I'm seeing nosiness because Spirit is showing me somebody's like nose being put in like your business. So, I think I'm picking up on a different energy now of people that are nosy and want the tea, they want the gossip. But they're like this with everybody in their life. They just like tea. They like gossip. So I see some people being curious about like what your relationships are like, but not just surface level things you'd say to them if they had to ask you like, oh, it's going well. They'd want to know all the details, if you get what I mean. Not just like, oh, it's going well, but like all the details. I hope that makes sense. People also are curious about how you attract certain opportunities your way, and also how you keep on going when a goal is taking a long time to come to fruition. So it's like people look at you like a very motivated, ambitious person, but you're also grounded in a way and realistic about your goals. And you know that some goals take time to achieve, yet you still continue going, you still remain consistent. So again, same energy. And it's like, how do you do that? That's the main thing I'm seeing that's coming up the strongest. So I think now I'm going to pull your other tarot cards for clarification. And also, if you do travel, there's something about people being curious about where you want to travel to next. Okay, so Spirit Guides of pile number 1, clarify the Chariot, please. You have the Ace of Pentacles with Moss Agate. Confirmation, because the Ace of Pentacles is all about opportunities. And I said something about you attracting opportunities. So I love the fact that Spirit brought this out. This is a huge confirmation for me that, people think of you as a person that is lucky with the number 7 here. And with Pyrite, they see you, making money, even with the Ace of Pentacles and having financial stability. Even if you're not there yet, they see that potential. So people wonder how you get those opportunities that just come to you. And you don't just take that opportunity and just take it and nothing comes of it. Like, you actually make the most of each opportunity that comes your way, even if it's something that doesn't seem like an opportunity at first. So for example, let's say you're experiencing a lesson and it's very hard to go through. You may not see that as an opportunity at first, but when you take a step back and look at it from a higher perspective, you're like, oh, I have an opportunity here to learn and grow. So I feel like people look at you like that, like you look for an opportunity in everything, not just the good things that come your way. And it's like you also make the most of the good opportunities that do come your way. And you don't just like, say, for example, you got a job opportunity. You're really going to appreciate that job opportunity and make the most out of it by performing your best, by learning as much as you can at that job, and not just like going to that job every day and just being like, okay, this is how I'm making money now. But then you're not like actively learning anything. You're the opposite of that, where you actually want to learn something. You actually want to grow. You want to make the most of that. So that's what I see. We have the Hermit. So people are curious about that. We have the Hermit with blue chalcedony. Okay, people are curious about... for some of you, I'm hearing you decided to remain single or celibate to heal, and people are wondering like why you made that decision. For others of you, I see this energy of whenever I'm going through something, maybe I self-isolate. And some people wonder why you do that, if you do resonate with that. Why you don't like ask the people around you for that support. Did you have to go through things alone always if you resonate with this? Did you have to learn to deal with your emotions on your own? Did you never have anybody, support you or be there for you? Or is it just like hard for you to ask people for help? Because I see some people seeing sometimes like when you're going through something emotionally, they want to be there for you, but then they notice that you kind of shut them out. If you resonate with this is not for everybody, and they wonder why you do so. But not in a negative way, in a compassionate way of like, I want to understand you better. I want to understand what you need so that I can be there for you and support you and give you exactly what you need in those moments. But I think they're kind of too shy to ask or too embarrassed to ask. So next we have the Queen of Cups with Morganite, which tells me that, yeah, the people around you do want to support you. They do have compassion for you. And they are patient. They aren't expecting you to open up within one day. But what they're curious about is like you're always there for others with the Queen of Cups. You're always emotionally supportive of others. But then if you resonated with what I just said before, sometimes you don't like allow others to be there for you as well, and they wonder why that is. If you've just never had anybody offer that to you, if it's hard for you to ask for that help, that's kind of what I see. I also see for others of you, you have learned to find your own independence. Maybe for some of you, you were at a point in your life where you almost felt like you had to like gain your own sense of independence and not rely on anybody, because maybe relying on people got you disappointed, or they took advantage of you. Like I'm seeing an energy of power play. So for example, let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and you're relying on them financially, and now they decide to almost like take advantage of that power that they're in, and then it almost makes you feel like, okay, I can't rely on this person. I need to make my own money and get my own independence. So I'm seeing an energy like that as an example. It doesn't have to resonate, the example, but something about like I can't be codependent or rely too much on other people to give me what I need. I need to be able to do things on my own and achieve things on my own. I also see you being very private with the things you want to achieve or the opportunities you seek out. Like you're very private about it. You keep it to yourself. You're really good at planning and organizing, and people wonder how you do that as well. People wonder how you got that independence as well. Someone is like wondering and curious about like how you're doing right now emotionally as well. I also see that people think you've grown a lot to do with like emotions, spirituality, your mental health. Like you've grown a lot there. You've learned a lot about yourself. You've given yourself self-love in those areas. You needed it. And you were patient with yourself, when you were going through things. And I think that was a big phase for you of like self-love, if that makes sense, and getting to know yourself and kind of like learning lessons and taking wisdom from things. And I see that people wonder about that, like what are the things you learned from your experiences? What wisdom have you learned? What have you learned about yourself? How are you feeling now on your journey of like healing and growing and everything like that? People also wonder how you created new beginnings for yourself in your life. And people also are curious about how you remain so soft and compassionate as a person and like so patient. So say for instance, let's say somebody hurt you, but you still remain soft and compassionate and a loving person. People could be curious about that. Say for instance, somebody is doing something and maybe your first instinct is to lose your patience, but you remain patient anyways. Like I'm seeing an energy like that for someone. I'm also seeing like, how do you remain so playful even though you've been through a lot of things in life? Like how do you see the hope again? Because with the Ace of Wands reverse clear quartz, I feel like these are people that sometimes are a little bit pessimistic when negative things happen to them. And I really get it. I can sometimes catch myself in pessimistic thought loops. As humans, we sometimes have negative thoughts, but we have to catch ourselves and realize that, okay, are we going to think in this pessimistic way and just be like all doom and gloom, or are we going to look for hope? And I feel like you've tried to look for hope even in the darkest moments, and they wonder how you did that. People, again, with the Ace of Wands reverse, people wonder how you stay motivated, how you stay passionate about like the things you do for work or the things you're achieving right now, whatever you're doing with your goals. Like, how do you stay motivated every day and consistent? Because they struggle with motivation with the Ace of Wands reverse. This is like a lack of energy, a lack of motivation, a lack of follow through. And they're struggling with that, so they'd like clarity on how you do it so that they can learn from you. I'm seeing sleeping. People are curious about like your sleep habits, your sleep routine. I don't know why. I'm just seeing a person sleep and then Z's are coming out, which is why I say sleep. Maybe how many hours you sleep, your sleep routine. I don't know why they're curious about that, but anyways. Maybe you're somebody with a lot of energy and they wonder how much sleep you get. I don't know. But that's what I see. And the next card you have is the Wheel of Fortune with Serpentine, and you have 2 extra cards that wanted to come out with the Sun and Citrine, and the Four of Wands with Dendritic Agate. At the back of the deck, you do have the Fool with Green Aventurine, and Green Aventurine is a crystal of luck. So that's a confirmation of people like wondering how you're so lucky, even if you don't feel lucky yourself. The Wheel of Fortune is also a card about good luck, fate, destiny, things happening in your favor, opportunities, like huge opportunities coming your way. So in other people's perspective, they see you as very lucky and they wonder, like, what do you do? Like to attract these things your way? Do you manifest? It's like a curiosity about that. Maybe they're also curious as to like if that's just their thought of you or if that's really how you feel. Okay, so with the Sun and Citrine and the Four of Wands, I think people also are curious about what fun is to you, like what hobbies you like, what you do for fun, what you do with your friends. what makes you happy? What beams you up with light and joy? You know, what's your sense of humor? Yeah, like what makes you happy? That's what I see here. What makes you feel like you're having fun and celebrating and enjoying life? Because maybe they want to do fun things with you, but they don't exactly know what you like. Maybe they want to get you a gift for your birthday, but they don't know what you like. They don't know what makes you happy. You know, maybe they want to take an interest in your things and not just always like, okay, you know, I enjoy this, let's go do this. Do you get what I mean? So I see an energy like that. I also see that with the gossip energy I mentioned before, like the people that are nosy, they may wonder about your sex life. Um, a little bit intrusive, but I'm hearing that. Like they wonder about your sex life, which is weird, but that's what I see. People are also curious about your friendships, like what makes you like want to be friends with the people you're friends with, or what makes you want to be friends with a certain person. And like who you're friends with if they don't really know you that well. But friendships in general is coming up here as well. And people are always wondering and curious about what's new in your life with the Fool at the back of the deck. Like, let's say somebody's catching up with you and they haven't spoken with you in 2 years. They're wondering what new has happened in your life. Like, they're curious about that. Like the new parts of you they haven't seen yet. The new things that happened in your life that they haven't known about yet. Um, Over there, when I say new things, it's not the same as the nosiness I picked up before, but it's more so a curiosity of like, I'm intrigued to know what's happening right now in your life. But you may also have people that are nosy about what's happening in your life as well. So this is what I have for you. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the strawberry obsidian crystal and the page of wands with appetite, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what about you makes people curious. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I am taking my last bookings for November. After that, I will be taking a break from personal readings, so if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below to make a booking. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle your cards now. So Spirit Guides of pile number 2, Spirit Guides of pile number 2, what about them makes people curious? So you have the Sun with citrine. What about pile number 2 makes people curious? What about pile number 2 makes people curious? So you have the Eight of Swords reversed with Sunstone. You have the Queen of Wands with Tanzanite. And you have the Five of Swords reversed with Smoky Quartz. And at the back of the deck, you do have the Magician with Jade. So after I analyze these cards, I will pull some clarification cards. Okay, so what I'm getting firstly is something about your confidence, people viewing you as very attractive and sexy, and people like wonder if you, and are curious about like if you ever deal with insecurities, if you've ever had to like liberate yourself from certain insecurities that were just holding you back, or if you've always been like a very confident person, if it took a lot of work and like retraining your mind and the way you think about yourself, if that makes sense. People also want to get like beauty tips from you. So, you know, even if you're a man watching, take it as it resonates, but there's just something about your look, like people wanting to get tips from your look, but especially like beauty tips. So say for example, your hair always looks good. People would wonder how you do your hair, what hair products you use, you know, etc., etc. Let's say your makeup always looks good. Maybe people wonder what products you use, the way you use your makeup, the way you do it, the way you apply it. Um, things like that. That's what I see. I see people always like looking on your social media. Um, so there's a curiosity towards your social media, but more so towards the way you look. So say somebody knows that you're going to this event and they want to know what you're wearing, then they go to your social media because they're curious. I'm seeing an energy like that. Some people in this pile could post a lot on social media, and people on social media get curious about you. So say you post something that doesn't even like mean anything to you. I see people like analyzing it and wondering what it means for you, if that makes sense. So say you posted a song and it has no meaning to it, and the lyrics seem kind of like it has a meaning to it, and now they're sort of like analyzing it and wondering, is this song about somebody that they posted? It's kind of like that type of energy of, I'm looking through your social media, I'm observing everything, and I'm trying to like sort of figure you out and analyze you. So you may have a lot of people that sort of observe you and try to analyze you, different kinds of people, not just like one person. And they try to like find meaning through the things you post. So let me know what that means to you, who you think that is, but I see multiple people. I don't just see one person. Okay, so what else is here, Spirit? People wonder what you like to eat, like what your favorite foods are. And again, I'm seeing this energy of, let's say, to do with beauty. Let's say you have a really nice body and people wonder what you eat every day, like, do you go to the gym every day? Like, what do you do to make your body so nice? Or let's say you say to somebody, oh, I'm going to the hair salon tomorrow, but you don't tell them what you're doing. Then they go to your social media to check if you posted something to see what your hair looks like. Or they want to ask you, show me what your hair looks like. You said you were going to the salon today. And I see them getting excited about it, to see like how your hair looks like now, things like that to do with beauty, but then also with food. It's like, let's say this is your favorite food. I want to take you out to this restaurant because you enjoy this food. I see that type of energy of like, I'm curious about what's your favorite food and what's your favorite drinks, so that I can go do those fun things with you. That's how I see it. Like maybe people that want to be friends with you but don't really know how to ask you, if that makes sense, where let's say you say to them, okay, my favorite food is this and this and this, and then one day they're like, oh, I bought this and this and this, do you want to eat this with me? Just sort of like as an excuse to spend time with you because they want to be your friend, but they again don't know how to ask. So I do see a lot of people, maybe even on social media, looking at you and being curious about like, how do I approach this person or start a conversation with this person. I even see people like asking you questions or trying to approach you or start conversations with you by saying anything, just like to have a conversation with you just because they want to speak to you. You know what I mean? So I see that type of energy. I see people are very intrigued by you in your life, and they almost like put you on a pedestal, I won't lie. People really admire you. Pile number 2, I do see that. As I'm looking at these cards, I'm seeing one of those Instagram reels of, YouTube videos of those models that are like, what I eat in a day. And that is a confirmation for me because that's a vision I just saw. So I think people are very curious about like what you do every single day, what it's like to live a day in your life. And again, they sort of put you on a pedestal. And I see people like wanting to keep up with you, finding you interesting. Because I'm seeing keeping up with the Kardashians, but I'm seeing it like you. Like people wanting to keep up with your life, if that makes sense. Because your life seems so interesting and appealing to them. For those that are creatives in this pile, people wonder and are curious about your creativity. Like, what if they don't know what you do creatively and you just say you like art? Maybe they wonder what type of art you're into. If you like singing, if you like dancing, if you like painting, whatever it is, like I see something like that. I'm seeing for somebody that reads books a lot. People are curious about the types of books you like to read. So hobbies you have, things you enjoy with the sun, but also creativity, what you like to create. Because there could be like maybe content creators in this pile or just creatives in general, where you're always creating things with the sun and the magician. And so maybe people wonder like what about that you enjoy, or if there's different creative things you enjoy or just one thing, what gets you like inspired, things like that. Let's say you make a painting and somebody comes into your home and they see the painting there in the corner of the room and they wonder, like, what was in your mind, like when you painted this, what's the meaning behind it? On the words of meaning behind it, I'm also seeing tattoos. Let's say you have tattoos on your body and people wonder, like, is there a meaning behind it? Do you just like this thing? Or is there like a meaning behind it? So that's something I see. I also hear what's your story. So people want to know about your story, your life experiences, the things you've experienced, and what that taught you. And like the real things, the raw things, not just like the good things. They want to know the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. But not from a judgmental or nosy point of view, but more so like I want to hear about you, like the real you, with no how do I explain this energy? So you know how in today's day and age when somebody asks how are you and you're just supposed to say I'm fine, because if you really say how you feel, then maybe they look at you funny. But these are people that really want to know how you are. Like, these are people that aren't just looking for I'm fine. They aren't just asking you how are you because of casualties and conversation and because that's the norm. They're actually asking it to really truly understand how you feel. So I see that type of energy of like, I want to know everything. I don't just want to know the things that are maybe aesthetically pleasing or look good. I want to know like everything, if that makes sense. So what Spirit is showing me was an experience I had with this one friend I had, where the first time I saw her cry, um, and before I always saw her as like this strong, beautiful, independent woman. And when I saw her cry, like I saw part of her soul, like a part of her realness, the things that maybe hurt her. And I felt so much compassion for her. And I feel like that's how people are kind of seeing you, where it's like, I don't just want to know your strengths. I want to know like about the things that made you cry. I want to know about these things. Like, I want to know everything about you, the real you, not just like the polished, aesthetically pleasing part of you, if that makes sense, or like what we think people want to hear, if that makes sense. I'm hearing a song from Calcite, the one that goes like "I want to see you again" or something like that. So you do have some people that haven't seen you for some time that want to see you again and maybe catch up with you because they're curious about what's going on in your life right now and maybe they miss you. People also know that you've been through things, that you're strong, you're resilient, like you're brave in some way. And I feel like you've cut a lot of people out of your life that didn't serve you. You've become more confident, you've become more fierce, like you're not letting people disrespect you. People want to know what the last straw was there. Like what caused you to cut those people off. Because I am seeing that like you no longer tolerating BS from people. And I'm also seeing you experience certain bad moments in your life, but find liberation and freedom from it. And not let it affect you negatively. And I see you trying to look for positivity and look for things to look forward to instead of stay in a low energy, if that makes sense. Which can sometimes be hard to do, especially when you're in a low place. So I think people are curious about that. So now I'm going to pull your clarification cards. Okay, so this is going to sound weird, but I'm hearing like, I don't know if I want to say this. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to say it. Someone wants to know like if you've ever committed any crimes or if you've ever like stole anything before, which I never think about, but then I just started hearing that like, but these are people that have maybe done that before. So for example, I'm seeing somebody that has maybe stolen, shoplifted before, wanting to know if you've done the same thing. Weird. Anyways, let's move on from that. The Ace of Cups with Coralto Calcite. You have the Moon with Moonstone. Interesting that you have the Sun opposite the Moon. That's very cool. You have Justice with Sapphire. I see people like wanting to know the true side of you, the hidden parts of you that maybe you don't show everybody, like the emotional aspects of you. And it's not, again, like from a place of nosiness or like just curiosity. It's just like I want to see those deeper parts of you that you maybe don't show everybody. Like I want to feel emotionally close to you. And so like let's open up to each other. Let's tell each other our secrets. Let's tell each other things we never tell anybody. Things we're maybe scared to tell other people. With the Eight of Swords reverse opposite Justice, like the true side of you, the raw, real side of you. Again, not just like the polished side of you, but like who you truly are, if that makes sense. People also maybe want to know about like the things you've been through, like your traumas. I'm not sure why. But it more so feels like I tell you about my traumas, you tell me about your traumas. I'm trying to understand the energy. So we have the Ace of Wands reverse with clear quartz and the Tower with black tourmaline. And you have the Four of Wands with dendritic agate at the back of the deck. When I ask Spirit, what does it mean like when they say they want to know about like your traumas? Like I tell you my traumas, you tell me mine. Spirit is showing me like a sleepover where it's just girls. And if you're a man watching, then I guess take it as it resonates. But I'm gonna explain this in a way from a woman's perspective because I don't know what men talk about to their friends, but this is what Spirit's showing me from a woman's perspective. Like when women are together and we're just like having a sleepover, maybe having a glass of wine, talking about our secrets. I even see like other people like wanting to know about like intimate details of your life, like maybe your sex life, like maybe your first kiss, like things like that, like things you maybe keep to yourself, but more so like in a friendship sort of setting, like bonding over things we share with each other, like secrets. And even with this Four of Wands card, it kind of like sums up what I was seeing clairvoyantly of like a sleepover, or we're all girls hanging out over brunch and we're telling each other these things that we don't usually tell anybody else, that we don't usually tell strangers. That's the kind of things like people want to know. And they feel like if they're not your friend yet, they feel like maybe that will help you bond and grow closer. Because these are like people that want to be your friend and form an emotional bond with you. And it's not just like, oh, I want to be your friend and go drinking with you and have fun with you and just like be there for the good moments. Like I want to be there for the good moments, for the bad moments. I want to hold you when you're crying. I want to make you laugh, like those types of things. Of people that maybe want to be your friend. So that is what I'm seeing. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this honey calcite crystal and the Six of Pentacles with yellow topaz, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what about you makes people curious. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, I am taking my last bookings for the year. After that, I will be taking a break from personal readings, so if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box to make booking. Okay, so I'm hearing like a few people have their eye on you and are kind of like watching you very closely and very intently, because I'm picking up on, like, for example, maybe somebody wants to give you an opportunity and maybe they see you have potential to do something. Let's say, for example, they have a business idea and they see you having certain strengths that maybe they don't have, and maybe they want to work with you and they kind of have their eye on you. Like, I'm seeing an energy like that. Or let's say somebody wants to date you. And they have their eye on you, but maybe before they actually reach out, they kind of just want to observe you a little bit. So I'm seeing something about like somebody keeping close tabs on you and being very curious about who you are as a person. This is somebody you don't really know that well, a stranger. So we have the Fool with Green Aventurine. But it's because they want to give you something good, either a relationship, an opportunity, something you won't be able to resist. We have the Moon with Moonstone. You have the Four of Cups with pink halite. And you have the Emperor with lapis lazuli. You have an extra card with the Eight of Pentacles and zoistite. And at the back of the deck, you have the World with turquoise. So, with what I'm seeing with your pile, people are curious about what you do for work with the Eight of Pentacles. Or, like, let's say you're studying, they're curious about what you're studying at the moment. These would be like strangers, people that don't know this about you. I do see a lot of strangers and people that you don't really know that well are curious about you, like acquaintances, people that don't have that much information on you, where your personality is sort of like a mystery to them, and I see them being very curious about you. I also see a lot of people from your past being very curious about you as well, and checking up on you, keeping their eye on you. Because it seems like you've moved on, you've carried on with your life, but it still feels like their world still revolves around you. And because you've moved on, it almost feels like I'm looking at this world card and this world globe, and so when I read cards, sometimes I see the images move. This is going to sound so crazy. Someone's probably not going to believe me, but like I see the images move sometimes, and then I kind of like get details on the card for the specific person energetically. Sometimes I'll see things that aren't here in the card. So I'm seeing like the world move around, and you almost be like this tiger moving forward, and then they're like this other tiger, like chasing after you, checking up on you, trying to see what part of the world you're going to, metaphorically, like what you're doing without me. You get what I mean? What's going on in your life without me, because they can't move on from you, they can't let you go. So that's an energy I do see quite strongly as well. People are curious about if you have any pets as well, because I see a lot of animals showing up within the cards here. I mean, we have a snake here, two birds, a cat, a dog, a tiger, a lion. So maybe some of you like have lots of different pets. I'm seeing someone with a farm as well. Or I'm seeing someone with like lots of different pets, like maybe somebody watching has a bird and a cat and a dog and, you know, just like a lot of pets or something like that. And people are curious about your pets. you know, maybe how many pets you have. I don't know if you have any pets. And if you don't have pets, people maybe are curious about why. So that's kind of what I see as well. Okay, I see that with this pile. I'm seeing you have a higher frequency than most. You kind of have an energy similar to Janae Aiko. Or at least you remind somebody of Janae Aiko, because I'm seeing her in my mind. But anyways, I see you have a very high frequency, and I see that you may trigger a lot of people on their shadow side as a result of that. And I actually see that, you know, in your life you've had a lot of people gossip about you or spread rumors about you that aren't true. And I see people being curious about those rumors and if they are truly real or not, or if it was just a lie. So that's very weird, but also interesting at the same time, because I'm glad that they're actually like questioning it, like questioning if it's true or not. Not that it's good that they listen to the rumor. Rumors are not good at all, but like, trust me, I've had rumors about me kind of spread around that aren't even true, and I'm like, what? Like, where did this person come up with this? But anyways, what's good is that the person is questioning it, questioning if it's really true or not, or if it is really a rumor, and not just like blindly listening to it or just like trusting the information without fact checking with you first, you know. So I do think sometimes people are like scared to actually ask you, like, hey, I heard this about you. Because maybe they'd reveal something to you that you didn't know, and maybe they'd cause drama or start something with like a person you do know unintentionally with you and that person. So sometimes they don't want to get involved. And I can understand that, but it will also be great for you to know if you wanted to know, like who was actually spreading that rumor about you. Because with the moon here, it tells me like you don't really know about this. It's hidden to you, right? I'm seeing people are curious about a father figure or like a man in your life or like a husband. For those that have attraction to men or do have like a man in your life. Or, you know, if you are attracted to women, people could be curious about a woman in your life if you have somebody in your life, but something about that's coming through. I don't know what that's about exactly. Yeah, I keep seeing gossip with this pile. Like people talking about you behind your back and people wanting like new gossip on you. Like they want to find hidden information on you. Keeping their eye on you. Like I said in the beginning, like you have a lot of eyes on you, whether you realize it or not. Like I see people maybe trying to find information on you so that they can gossip about you, which is really weird, but that's what I'm seeing. And these are people that are very jealous of you. Well, obviously they're jealous because they have their eyes on you. And I mean, what I've noticed with people like you, pile number 3, you have a lot of eyes and attention on you. People wouldn't like pay attention if there was nothing interesting there. Do you get what I mean? With the 4 of Cups reversed, you're a very interesting person. People feel like whenever they're around you, they can never get bored of you. You know, like it's always a good time with you. There's always something new about you to find out, surprising about you. Like you aren't just a one-dimensional person. There's always something new to find out about you, something surprising about you. You're very mysterious at the same time, but also you surprise people because of your unconventionality or because of your unpredictability. And the thing is, you don't even try to like be seen. With the moon here, you could be somebody that sort of likes to almost stay invisible. Some of you could be more introverted in nature. Or you just like being to yourself, keeping to yourself. But I see people almost like wanting to put their attention and focus on you with many different reasons why, just depending on their intention and the type of person they are. So with the Fool, people also want to find out new information about you that they haven't found out before. You know, new things that they haven't heard yet, like new tea, if that makes sense. So Spirit is showing me, along with this message I just gave, imagine I've already eaten many types of chocolate. Now I want to try a new type of chocolate. That is a metaphor for like, I want new information of you because I've already tasted all this other information on you metaphorically. Like I've heard it all. It just doesn't sound interesting anymore. Now I want new things about you. Like I want new things to see because I enjoy hearing these things about you. Either in a way of gossip or in a way of like catching up with you. But that's kind of what I see here. And with the Six of Pentacles, I see people also being curious about your generosity. Maybe you're somebody that's always giving, always, you know, trying to help people. And I see people being curious about that, like what causes you to want to be a generous person. And it's an amazing quality to have, you know, to be a generous person. But I see some people like wondering, you know, like what makes you want to give to people, if that makes sense. Okay, so as I'm in the energy, I'm feeling something else from a person from your past. So, I don't want to make this reading negative, pile 3, I promise, but these things are kind of just coming up. So I'm picking up on a person from your past that is very like angry. I don't know what happened between you and them, but I see someone else bringing your name up and asking about you, or saying like, oh, I hanged out with pile number 3 yesterday and it was so fun. And then I see this person listening to it, their eyes twitching, and then they're like, did they talk about me? So at first, their first reaction is their eyes twitching, they're getting agitated that this person's bringing you up. But then after they feel that, they're like, their first thought is, did they speak about me? Really weird, but that's what I see. I'm just going to put this on top here for more space. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number 3. Spirit guides of pile number 3. So that would be like somebody you maybe have a mutual friend with, where maybe you're not friends with that person anymore, but you're friends with the mutual friend. It would be like a situation like that where you're still cool with the person they know, but then, or even if you're not, let's just say they heard something about you, the person they know. Let's say a family member heard something about you and they talk about you, and then this person's like, do you think this person still thinks about me? Do you think this person still talks about me? So they're still curious about you, even though their first reaction is like, I don't want to hear about them, which is really interesting. So next you have the Ace of Pentacles with Moss Agate. You have the Page of Pentacles with Fluorite. You have the Magician with Jade. Oh my gosh, a bunch of cards just fell on the floor. Just give me a second. You have the Ten of Swords in the reverse with Black Kyanite. You have the Five of Pentacles reversed with Malachite. You have the Seven of Wands with Blue Kyanite. The King of Wands reversed with Black Spinel. The King of Cups with Sugilite. The Tower reversed with Black Tourmaline. And the Ace of Wands with Clear Quartz. Okay, so you actually got more cards than expected. I will say with this pile, you do attract a lot of jealousy and envy your way. And you're not like trying to be like threatening or intimidating to people, or like you're not necessarily looking for it, but sometimes it just happens to you. And I feel bad like seeing this and tapping into this energy, because I understand like the way you're feeling, because with this pile it's like you've attracted more envy than like the normal person, and sometimes it just happens to you, like you're not even looking or seeking for drama, but sometimes it just like happens to you. So I understand this energy and I feel like you've dealt with this for a long time, but I feel like it's because people see a greatness within you, even if you don't yet understand what that is. Maybe they see a potential within you, or there's just something they're envious of. Your looks could be one with the Ace of Wands. So what I'm seeing with this energy is I see a lot of people that may be jealous of you, observing you, trying to find your weaknesses. And this is an energy I do not like and agree with. Because what I see them being like, I see a narcissistic like energy of like, I'm trying to look for your weaknesses so that I can almost like hit you by your weakness, which is a very like, I don't even know what word to use. Like, is it narcissistic, sociopathic? I don't even know, but like, who does that? Who goes and like analyzes a person and tries to look for their weaknesses to hit them where it hurts? You know what I mean? Like, don't you have your own things to focus on? And not talking to you, but like this person, whoever this is, because I've never thought of doing that, you know? And I just don't understand that mindset. Like, looking for somebody's weaknesses to hit them where it hurts. Is this like revenge, or is this like just jealousy, spirit? I'm hearing, oh, you think you're better than me, so it's envy. It's like I'm trying to sabotage what you have because I see you as like you're doing something great with your life. You're creating something I'm maybe not. So, oh, you think you're better than me, but it's not that you think you're better than them. You're just focusing on you and doing what you want to do with your life. And just because they're not living up to their own standards doesn't mean they get to take out their frustrations with themselves on you. It's almost like they're projecting their own self-hatred onto you because they perceive it as like, I don't have this, I don't have this. So now you're the enemy because you have this thing that I don't have. Whether that's happiness, whether that's achievements, good looks, money, a good partner, whatever it is, it's like I'm attacking you because you have the thing that I want. When really I should be celebrating you and seeing you as like a sign that I can have that too. But they're thinking in the wrong mindset. So that's what I see with their energy. So be careful of that. Be careful of people that may try to sabotage you or sabotage your efforts, like out of a place of envy, or destroy what you have. Like, hold your cards close to you. Be private about like what you share. Be careful about what you share with people. And if you get bad gut feelings with people, trust them. Like, really, trust them. Don't tell everybody about your plans. Okay, so that's what I see. People are curious about the opportunities you're getting and like what you're focusing on right now, like what you want to create or do next or achieve next. And these curiosities are stemming from a place of jealousy. I actually don't like this energy. I just feel so bad giving these messages because I wanted this to be a positive reading, not something like this. But I guess when we read energies in cards, I guess what comes through depends on the person, like we're reading. Not you, but like the people's energies that are involved. So if they're a person like this, then it is gonna come through like this. But anyways, yeah, it's like somebody's preying on your downfall pile, number 3. That's what I see. It's like they want to destroy what you have because you have what they want. And it's like because you have what they want, they see you as an enemy because they don't have what they want. Okay, so I'm going to end the reading there. That's what I'm seeing. Is there anything else, Spirit, that I'm missing out on? I'm also seeing like people wonder things about you. Almost like conspiracy theories. Like Spirit is showing me conspiracy theories, right? And like, for example, if you scroll on TikTok nowadays, like there's this conspiracy theory going around that allegedly Beyonce you have to like thank her on stage, otherwise something happens to you. But like, I don't know if I believe that. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But anyways, I'm seeing like conspiracy theories about you, where maybe it's not like things like that, but like things people maybe have made up about you that they don't know if it's true or not. So again, I'm getting that energy. But it's not just rumors, it's like, it's not just rumors. I'm trying to understand this. Just give me a second. It's also assumptions, like, oh, I saw this and maybe I saw it in the wrong light, or I didn't see things clearly, and now I'm assuming this, and then I'm talking about it as if it's true, and then because I assume that, now other people are assuming it too. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the reading here. I do hope this reading resonated with you, pile number 3. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.